Welcome to the fairy's home.
Long ago, there stood a golden kingdom known as Norvis. There lived two brave siblings. Before they carried swords of steel, they carried dreams. In the golden gardens of the palace, two royal children raced the sunrise, unaware of the destiny waiting beyond the castle walls. At just 6 years old, she refused to hold a doll. Instead, she gripped a wooden sword, too heavy for her small hands, but never too heavy for her courage. Wood met wood with a sharp crack. It wasn't just play anymore. Every swing, every block was the beginning of something greater. The cold stones scraped her knees, but she did not cry. Even as her brother reached to help, she stood on her own. Strength, she believed, must first rise from within. From the shadows, their master watched silently. He saw not children, but future guardians of a kingdom. "Guide the sword, do not fight it," her brother whispered. In his voice was patience. In her eyes was fire. Morning after morning, steel sang against steel. Sweat replaced laughter. Childhood slowly gave way to discipline. When the world rested, she trained alone. Beneath a burning sky, she sharpened not only her blade, but her spirit. While she mastered movement, he mastered thought. By candlelight, the young prince studied wars long forgotten, preparing for battles not yet fought. No longer wooden toys. Real steel clashed now, sparks flying between them. They were no longer children pretending, they were warriors becoming. In the quiet of the royal stables, she met the creature who mirrored her soul, wild, fierce, and unwilling to bow. The ground rose to meet her once more. Pain tested her resolve, but surrender was never an option. With a gentle touch, she earned the horse's trust, not through force, but through understanding. Across golden fields they rode, wind tearing at their cloaks. In those fleeting moments, they were not heirs, just siblings chasing freedom. Two horses, two shadows stretching across the earth, side by side as they had always been. In one swift motion she struck, his blade fell to the stone, and in his silence was pride. He laughed, not in defeat, but in admiration. They had sharpened each other into something unstoppable. From the balcony, they looked upon the lands they once played in. The fields were no longer playgrounds, they were promises to protect. Time had carved strength into their faces, no longer children of privilege, but warriors shaped by discipline, loyalty, and love. As the sun rose behind them, their shadows stretched across the kingdom. Whatever storm would come, it would find them standing together.
The storm arrived without warning. Black clouds swallowed the sky above the kingdom of Aurelian, and thunder shook the palace towers like a warning from the gods. From her balcony, Princess Hanizia watched the wind tear through the city streets below. Her silver hair whipped wildly as the moon-shaped pendant at her neck began to burn against her skin. It had not glowed like this in generations. "Hanizia," a voice called behind her. "You feel it too, don't you?" Prince Moon stepped onto the balcony.
"I do. It has not glowed like this in generations."
His armor still dusty from the training grounds. One look at his face told her he already knew the answer. The Shadow King has returned.
The Shadow Star King has returned.
Anesia said quietly.
Don't know.
That night, they descended into the castle's forbidden library, where time-worn books whispered secrets long buried. By torchlight, Moon revealed an ancient prophecy carved into black stone. When fear devours the sky, only royal blood bound by courage can seal the darkness once more.
When fear devours the sky, only royal blood bound by courage can seal the darkness once more.
The Shadow King was defeated once,
Moon said.
but never destroyed.
And now he's awake, which means we're running out of time. The texts speak of trials in the Whispering Forest.
I am ready.
Before dawn, they fled the palace in secret. The Whispering Forest welcomed them with silence too heavy to be natural. Every step echoed as though the trees were listening. Halfway through the forest, shadows peeled themselves off the ground and rose into clawed shapes. "Anesia, behind you!" She spun, releasing a burst of silver light that tore through the darkness. Moon's sword flashed as he fought beside her, steel meeting shadow with sparks of fire and fear. But there were too many. A shadow blade cut across Moon's arm. He staggered. "No!" Anesia cried, pulling him free with a surge of magic. They escaped, but the forest claimed its price. By nightfall, they reached the Betrayal Bridge, a crumbling stone arch suspended above endless fog. Waiting for them stood Sir Rowan, a knight sworn to protect the crown.
You shouldn't have come this far.
Rowan said, drawing his blade. His eyes were hollow, his voice wrong. The ground shook. The bridge began to collapse. Rowan vanished into the fog, laughing, as the stones beneath Anesia gave way. She fell. Moon leapt after her. Their hands met in midair, his grip iron-tight despite the pull of the abyss. With a roar of effort, Moon dragged her to safety. Breathing hard, Anesia stared at him. "You could have died." "I won't lose you to darkness," he said simply. Beneath the mountains, they discovered the underground kingdom of Lumen, glowing with ancient crystals. There, the truth was revealed. Only Anesia could face the Shadow King. The magic was hers alone. Moon's jaw tightened, but he said nothing. The final battle came beneath a sky of living night. Lightning split the darkness as the Shadow King rose from his black throne, taller than any man, his eyes burning red.
You fear me,
He hissed. Anesia stepped forward, trembling, but unbroken. Moon fought the shadows that swarmed her, his sword flashing again and again. When fear threatened to crush her, his voice cut through the storm. "You are not alone!" Anesia raised her pendant. Light exploded outward, devouring the darkness. The Shadow King screamed as he dissolved into ash and silence. Then, Anesia fell. She awoke to sunlight. The storm was gone. The kingdom stood free. Moon knelt beside her, his eyes filled with relief and something deeper. "You saved us all," he said. "No," Anesia replied, smiling faintly. "We did." Above them, the sky was finally clear, and the darkness never returned. The curse is broken. The people cheer. Moon kneels, not as a prince, but as a protector. Wherever you rule, I will stand beside you.
If you enjoy the story, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.